Life is a bust. I'll wait for the upload. Nice. All right, hold on. Let's do this. I have a plan. Do. All right, you could probably hear me now, right? Now you can hear it. So what I had to do, I guess, using those Bluetooth headphone things that I got won't work. But I am going to go ahead and try using this. This should work. And we'll give it a shot. All right, but you can hear me now, which is terrific. But you should be able to hear me really well. Not once I plug this into the phone. Let's find out. Can you hear me better now? It should be pretty good. Does that work? Dun dun dun. Little delay. Just let me know if, okay, I know you can hear, but can you hear with this? It should sound better than what we just had. Hopefully. So I don't just keep talking to a muted audience. Okay, great. You see I'm a little sun-kissed this morning. Got up early, did the walk, went down to the beach, swam around a little bit, and it was great. So what I want to do is continue on to some of the stuff that we were talking about before, and I will turn those notifications off, because I'm a pro. Thank you very much for letting me know that it sounds better. Really appreciate it. All the way out there in Guam. All right, so continuing on this stuff that we were doing. So, we showed you a little bit a couple days ago about this new countertop that we have here in the studio, which is a real prep area, because I spend so much time here, literally 7 days a week. I'm in here at some point or another. And so we're going to go ahead and knock out another little juice this morning. And want to show you just like how it goes. You don't have to have a certain recipe or anything, but some of the ideas and some of the things that you want to put in there are kind of the same. So kind of like going shopping in the refrigerator. So I had a great breakfast, by the way. Wife made a great, it was toast with some mashed up avocados and a couple of eggs and on some rye bread. Oh, just amazing. And then with a little Japanese orange thing. That was a little while ago anyway. I looked at my watch like it's on. And I'm already a little bit hungry. So part of this is about trying to eat this healthier stuff is you got to eat a lot more, but you eat, the calories are so much less, but you eat more to stay full. And you're just eating better stuff and drinking more water and all that stuff. So part of it is knowing what your body's telling you when you're hungry or when you're thirsty. A lot of the times when you think you want sweets, for sure, you're really just dehydrated. And sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're really just thirsty. In this case, I know I'm really dehydrated too from doing the walk and the swim and not really drinking any water, so that might help. But I know I'm going to need some more calories anyway here pretty soon, so I'm just going to do a little double trouble. So when I do that shopping in the refrigerator thing, I've got this bowl so I can just put stuff into it. So when I come over back here to the counter, we'll be good to go. Now it's going to be funny when you look at this refrigerator. This is a work refrigerator. So, and it's a guy refrigerator. So it's not, don't expect all kinds of like real healthy stuff in here. I'm going to drop this down so you can see it. Think of entertaining a lot of people. So you will get a laugh when you see that there are a lot of beverages. There are a lot of choice beverages, and the folks over at Marpac and Ambrose are going to love that top shelf. Even that second shelf. That's got to get some love out there, JoJo. Anyway, so let's get in here, what we're looking at. So you want to get some greens in, and you want to get some fruit stuff in there too. So what I'm doing for this one, that last one that we ended up doing, I didn't have any cilantro, which I really like. Some people like it, some people hate it. I love it. The other thing is I had parsley, but that was really like the only real green thing that I put in there. And you want to put some green stuff in here. So here's what we got. Got some cilantro, local cilantro, and some local parsley. Going to put in some of both of those, right? I don't need the whole thing. Brad, you're wasting energy. I know, relax. All right, so there's some parsley. Why do you use parsley? It tastes like crap. You're right, it does. But, or there's no taste to it. The reason why you want some parsley is because it's a real good detoxer. They actually use it for making your breath fresher too. So, all right, so I'm gonna take some cilantro. I'm a fan of cilantro. If you're not, I'm sorry about it. Sorry about your luck. Again, this is some of the local stuff. It still smells like the dirt. So I'm gonna have to rinse that off. I can see the roots and all that stuff. So I just like the cilantro. It gives a little extra something. The celery, gonna want some celery in there too. I think it used to be like 4 stalks, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna take, here's 3. We'll put number 4 in there too. All right, so got some celery, parsley, and cilantro. Is that enough? Heck no, that'd be awful. Cucumbers. One thing that we always have in Saipan somewhere, somehow, is a cucumber. I might have to cut some off of these cucumbers, so I'm gonna put them both in here. And I'll get to cutting in a little bit. You're also gonna need apples. These are those little apples that come in the bags that I don't really like to eat. There's not a whole lot to eat in them anyway. It seems like a lot of work and a lot of waste. But when you take these and you put them in the juicer, ooh, that one tried to run away, didn't like my comments about it. When you put these in the juicer, because they're so small, they just pop right in, but they still give you everything that you're gonna want. That little runaway, we'll get him. What else we got? Got some ginger. Indeed, we do. Got some ginger right here. We're not going to use the whole thing. Probably going to use about 1 inch or 2 out of that. And local lemon. Normally what you end up doing is taking half of one of those big yellow lemons from the States. But for this one, we're just going to cut off the rind and pop that in there. It says Q&A, add a Q&A sticker. Weird food you like. Ooh, I don't know how that works, but we can pop that in there. That looks like one of those AI generated things. I've also got some spinach. We'll put this in here. And I picked up a couple other things just because I don't mind making it a little bit sweeter. But these Korean carrots, first of all, they're gigantic, but they're really good and they're good for you and they're sweet. I didn't realize before I started doing this stuff how sweet carrots really are. So I'm a big fan. So we'll be putting that in there. And before I left the house, probably don't necessarily need to add these, but I'm gonna anyway. You know, these little local citruses and stuff like that. So I just picked these off the tree on my way to the studio this morning. So I'm gonna take a bunch of them and add them in there. I mean, like, they're at the house. Got to use the stuff that we've got. All right, that's pretty solid. Am I missing anything? At least for this one, I think that's it. Now, what are the things that I used to really like? I'm just gonna set this up here real quick on this awesome countertop that we've got. Hold on, let's grow up a little bit. Pow. Oh, this guy thought he was gonna get away. Suck it, pal, you're done. All right, so we are gonna end up rinsing these things. Is there a good way to put that? We'll just do it over here. Hope you're not getting sick with this. But we're gonna end up rinsing off some of these things so they're good. Not so much these little citruses. They're gonna be fine on their own. But the things that are actually gonna go in there, definitely these roots from the cilantro. I can just cut them off and they'll be fine. Rinse off this parsley a little bit. And then these apples. What's cool about the juicer though, it's gonna take care of a lot of this stuff for us too. Yeah, celery, not too bad. You know, that's one thing, I don't know why, what kind of conditions you need to grow celery, but if we could have some local celery here, I think that would be one of those easy to grow items and easy to sell items too. Just one less thing for us to ship in here to import. But we're gonna end up getting another batch of paper towels too. It says Bud Light. Yeah. Hey, that's right. It says, I drink Everclear straight up, real man drink. Well, I'm not that cool. Well, I can't say. I gotta look and see who that is. I can't read it. Well, I'll give you a shout out. I just can't read your name. That's on there. But hey, don't worry about the Bud Light thing. That's hilarious. I got that for the promo that they have, the 12 packs of Christmas, 12 weeks of cheers for Marpac, local company here. And it's awesome. Everclear straight up, man. That's great. But I don't want to look 60 before I'm 60. So I try not to hit all that hard stuff. But here, let's get into what we're going to end up doing. Here's something else I did end up doing. I saw this tip randomly on somebody's thing. Take a bowl and you put the little bag in it. It's like a garbage bowl. It'll come in handy a lot later when we start getting rid of all the pulp that's going to come out of the juicer. But all the other stuff, just so you don't have to reach for the trash and do all that stuff, saves you some time. You could just really kind of get to it. Let's turn this around here so you can see what's going on with the juicer and the cutting and all this other stuff. So I was telling you about the cucumbers. Part of these cucumbers look good. Part of them do not look great. I haven't had them for that long. I might have to just go get some new ones. But this way I could just rinse these off real quick, see if they're salvageable. And I'm pretty sure at least half will be. Yeah, gonna end up going through plenty. Part of figuring out this, what's happening here, is the other stuff I need for this office, and I am definitely gonna need some paper something better than just paper towels in here. Yeah, these things look pretty good. A little rough on part of it. All right, let's do this. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. And yeah, you're gone. All right, so that part's going to be good to go. We're going to sprinkle in some of these things. Everything else should go just about straight in, except for the local lemon. Local lemon is what I'm going to put in last. I think it just helps with the, yeah, I know. I put it in last because I think it just helps with the cleaning process too. So, but local lemons, this is my first year trying this. I haven't been doing this a lot for a while. I did this religiously in 2013 when I was preparing for a half Ironman in the Philippines, and it worked out amazingly. I mean, I dropped a ton of weight. I felt super fit and energetic and everything. Like, everything was great about it, and I would totally recommend it, and that's why I'm doing it again. I guess I could start peeling these things too, but I don't really have to cut them because these local citrus, they peel off so easy. And the only reason why I don't want to put in the peel is, well, I mean, you know it, you don't like the taste of it. It's kind of makes it bitter. And I'm not sure how this is actually going to fit taste-wise with the whole rest of the thing. I love what our trees produce when I just eat it. It's a little sour. Which is not even a bad thing. I can drink, I'll put it in a shaker bottle with some ice, about 4 of them, and then fill the rest of the shaker bottle up with water. And you don't need any sweetener or anything. It just tastes pretty good. So, a little extra vitamin C. I could tell you that if you plan on going on a long road trip, this might not be the best way to go because, run away. Because there may be a few extra restroom stops for you on that road trip. If you're living in the islands like us, probably not a big deal because you're not going too far, too fast. So it's trying to be healthy here. Bud Light and Everclear is not it. Yeah, I am. I don't have the Everclear, but the Bud Lights, that may not be helping either. But I don't really drink that much when I'm here. It's mostly for if we've got folks coming over and want to offer them a beer while they're here. I'm happy to do that. And I don't mind having a beer from now and again. But I'm not afraid of them, certainly. But drinking at the office, all those things are mostly for folks when they come in. And that just happened to be part of a promotion. All right, the only other thing I need to cut, I think, is some of this ginger. So here's the whole piece of ginger that I've got. I'm not going too ham on it. You see, this is how much I'm going to use. About an inch and a half. And that's all you need. That's what she said. All right, here we go. We're gonna hit the juicer. It's gonna get a little loud, but you still should be able to hear me. All right, here we go. So first thing is, I put it in the cucumber because there's so much liquid in it. It can kind of self-lubricate everything that's in there that all the green stuff's gonna hit. Get a bunch of that spinach now. Spinach, I'll pop in an apple. Ooh. Maybe I'll give you a look of what that really looks like. Hold on. Switch it around. Yay, there's the rest of the studio. But let's turn you around so you can see a good look. See if I can't zoom in a little bit. So you can see the color of what it looks like when it's coming out. All right. So you can see it's that green stuff there. It's pretty dark. That's from just the spinach. So we're gonna put in some more green stuff here, and we'll pop it in with some of the local citrus. Should be an interesting color. Whoa, you can really hear all those seeds. So the seeds end up getting whipped around and sent out with the pulp, so that's pretty good. We're gonna pop in. Get rid of those seeds. Those seeds will probably make it pretty bitter too. We're gonna pop in some of the citrus with the ginger. Another couple of apples. Got an apple and the cucumber. And now I'm getting to a point where you could almost finish with the lemon, but I still want to work in the carrot. You see how fast that whips in there. Got a couple little pieces of parsley that may or may not make it out. And now I'm going to put in that last bit, the lemon. And I'm putting it in there at the end because I don't even squish it down. I'm letting it bop around a little bit to even help clean it out a little bit. There's not a whole lot that comes from it, but it does help accelerate everything that's going on in there. I'm going to keep letting that centrifugal force do its thing. Little drips here and there. Cut that off. And we're going to put this stuff back inside. What's left over here, back in the old fridge. And get us moving to the next phase of all this stuff. So one of the important parts of this is, drinking it, of course, and making sure you stir it up. So I got the shaker bottle. Usually this ends up being way more than just the shaker bottle can handle. We'll take that same knife, stir it around a little bit. See if that's in there for if you're able to see it. And so it's a little frothy, but only at the top. And you're like, that's an unattractive color. Don't worry about it. It's not bad. Let's turn this thing around again. So I can see where I'm turning you and directing you. Woohoo. All right. It says, do you save the pulp and add to your compost? The answer is no, because I don't compost, because I don't grow anything, and I've never composted. Does that mean I wouldn't, or I'm against it? No, not at all. I would totally do it. Just haven't done it before, and I don't know the first step, and I don't grow anything personally other than the trees do all the growth, right? Hold on, the seed. I've stepped on it like 3 times. All right, so I'm gonna take a little sip here. And I use the shaker bottles all the time because it does separate a little bit on you. So this way you can easily shake it up. But before I get to that, I've got a bunch in here. In fact, I'll put it in a glass so you guys can see it a little more clearly than in there. So here. Now, without the carrot, it's definitely going to look a lot more green instead of this weird orange green, but it's really good. So, wow, that's a good taste. You could definitely tell if you go too heavy on the ginger. So today I got it right. Great stuff. So we got, what do we got in here? We've got parsley, we've got ginger, we've got cilantro, celery, cucumber, carrot, apples, the local citrus, and the local lemons. Unless I missed anything, that's it. This should have like a ridiculous amount of vitamin C in it. It should also have plenty of vitamin A and all the greens in there, pretty good. So we'll do a little, do a check on that Lose It app to just see what the calorie count on something like this would be. But the nutritional benefits are pretty good. So, oh, this is good. Hold on, I'm just gonna put this one in the fridge real quick to balance out everything else that's in there, right? Here, let's do that. And hey, I am not perfect with all this stuff, not just the juicing in general, but with all the food choices and beverage choices and all the other stuff. But the first thing is, what do they say, is to just start introducing the good stuff again. Not just, you don't have to jump in all the way and change everything about everything, but just start adding in the stuff that's better. And that's what we're doing here. Now, the other piece is, don't sit too tight and relax on all this stuff. You want to clean this right away so it doesn't get crazy. I'll show you what that pulp looks like. Anyway, got to finish the first batch of this. The other one's going to get nice and chilled for us while we start cleaning this out. So what does this look like when it's all getting cleaned and all that? Well, we're going to show you. I'll angle this down. I'm having a constant struggle with this microphone thing here, but I think we're going to be all right. All right, so let's angle it down. Sweet. All right, so these will be super easy to clean, right? But what we want to get into is the juicer itself. So juicer is pretty easy to clean, but there's a lot to it. So you want to attack it right away. I don't like waiting on it because that means that it's going to be more of an issue when it starts to dry and all that stuff. So I'm on it pretty quick. So here's the top piece of this. Also not a bad idea to unplug it just in case, like I just did. You see there's already some of this fibrous stuff just stuck to it. It's all wet and easy to scrape off with your hands. Hooray. Where we get most of it is all in here. Not a small amount. Now there's a couple different lines of thought on this stuff. One is, here, so you don't just have to look at this the whole time. Not that I'm a treat for you, but maybe it's a little bit better than just looking at that. So a couple of schools of thought on all this. One, you're introducing all these nutrients back into your body. If you haven't been eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, this is an easy way to do it. And to eat a whole lot of it is very difficult. So this helps get all those nutrients into your system right away. The other school of thought is that, hey, you are eliminating, part of the food itself by doing the juicing. So you're not getting the full suite of benefits that you would get just by eating it alone. Yep, I agree. I do agree with that as well. The thing is, juicing lets you get so much more out of it, and quicker too. You're able to get the benefits of all those nutrients. Come on. I'll tell you, funny story about this juicer. You can't see me wrestling with this right now. Come on, you. Let's go. Trying to get these pieces separated. I don't know how much of this is the filter and how much of this is the plastic spout. But these guys really love each other. There we go. Try to twist them to get them separated. Like two Boonie dogs. All right. So the thing is about the juice, they say that, you know, you're just getting too much of the sweet stuff and not all the fiber. Well, the fiber, believe it or not, does make its way in there. It also hydrates me pretty well, pretty quick. And I don't only juice. I'm also eating like real food, like what I just told you about, like breakfast this morning, right? The other one is like throughout the day yesterday. What I ended up doing is eating a bunch of broccoli and cucumber and avocado, just raw, not cooking it or anything. Just using it as the snack stuff. And it does fill you up. You're able to eat so much more of that stuff to fill up your stomach and make you feel, at least feel full, like space-wise inside your stomach. But the other thing is that extra message that you end up getting from your brain. When you feel like you're hungry, your brain's actually giving you a signal that could be a couple of different things. One of them is, hey, you know, you interpret it as I'm hungry, when it really could be that you're dehydrated. And so sometimes you misinterpret that by just thinking you're hungry when you're really not. The other one is that when you eat up like a bunch of like chips or something, when you get that hungry feeling, your body might say thanks. First of all that crap that you eat is, it will eventually fill you up. So your body's going to say, thanks for filling me up. Now I don't feel hungry anymore. But you're going to feel hungry not too long after, because it's essentially your body saying, hey, yeah, thanks. I appreciate you putting some food in the old gut. But what I really need are some nutrients. So the other piece of this is that while you're drinking these juices, you're getting all those, and while you're eating that food raw, is that you're getting everything that your body needed in the first place, or what it was actually asking for in the first place. So it should satiate you. And then if you're doing that, and then you make sure you follow up by drinking plenty of water, you're going to be doing pretty well. I could speak on this from experience that when I did this, again, like 12 years ago to prep for that race, it worked. It worked crazy. But the main thing is that you got to stay consistent with it. You can't half-ass it at all. And it worked out. Now, I am not just doing this to drop some LBs, although, yes, I am. But it's not the only thing I'm doing it for. I'm trying to do it for a better reason about being healthy, because I have a race coming up in March that I want to do. And being at my current level of fitness and body weight is not going to be helpful for that at all. So this is a way that I'm, part of the strategy is the training plan itself to do all the races, and then the diet plan. Hey, so this is that garbage bag that I was just telling you about, the one that I had in the bowl, the garbage bowl, and that worked out great. So I could just pop it out right away. Now, take all this stuff, you were talking about using it for compost. You just shake it out. Oh, I'll tell you about the juicer in a sec here. The juicer I have is amazing. Again, I bought it in 2013 when I was doing this, because I really needed a way to prep for that race and get healthy and everything. A large percentage of my strategy was the diet and eating the right stuff. So it's a Breville juice fountain, and it is amazing. When I bought it, man, gosh, I want to say it was somewhere around $300 or $400, but it's so much less expensive now. You can find them as low as like $100 or $120 now online. Yeah, I don't think you're going to find it here, and you don't have to get this one. It's not a product placement thing at all, so I'm not pushing any brand. I could just tell you my experiences with this one, and it's been really, really good. So I'll put this one. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it too. Let me continue to manage my space over here with all of this. Again, this countertop, we just installed it this week. Steve Byer, he takes care of your trees. If you've got trees you need removed, he's a tree removal guy, which is pretty cool. But he's also a master craftsman. So he built all of this countertop. He didn't actually smelt the metal for the cabinet doors, the handles and all that, but he picked out the handles for the cabinet doors, as well as the hinges for it. So it's got that slow close feature and everything. It's incredible. I couldn't be happier. And the amount of care and detail he put into all of it was amazing. All right, so let me just see. This part should be pretty good. So I can kind of move on over here. We got one more thing to wash this cutting board. And then we're good to go. So why am I doing this? I actually thought about doing something like this like 13 years ago. At that point in my life, I was working for the phone company, and I was really thinking about how great it was that all this stuff that I was doing, food-wise, was really helpful for me, and I wanted to kind of share it with folks. I wanted other people to get that same benefit because I was so happy with what the end result was for me. Whereas, I ended up losing a ridiculous amount of weight. And then I got to do the race that I wanted to do at the weight I really wanted to be at, and it was terrific. And I'm like, man, why aren't more people doing this? And then the other question is, why didn't I keep doing it? Oh, that's a great question. Well, I did, but part of it is, living out here, for me, it's, I'm caught up in the culture of I feel bad telling people no when they offer me some of the food that they made. I'm also caught up in that culture of, well, I like having a couple of beers here and there. You're hanging out with the fellas. Hey, you want to grab a beer? Oh, yeah. And it's easy for me to say no if I can follow it up with, because I'm training for a race. I'm not just being weird. Now, if I could bridge that gap, then that would be great. But in the meantime, since I can't, I had to find myself another finish line to chase. And so that next finish line, the next finish line, this might help me a little bit between now and then, but it's not really geared for this in particular. I've got a 16-week head start now, the 16-week program for the Saipan Marathon. I'm not going to run the whole marathon unless something ridiculously awesome happens between here and there. But I am going to do the half. Hold on one sec. I'm going to do the half marathon. Anything more than that, the half is going to be a heck of a thing on its own. Anything more than that is really just going to be kind of crazy for me. So I am not going to be crazy this time. I am just going to do this. All right, but that's pretty much it. Let me get the juice out of the fridge again. And I can put this away too because I'm already done with it. Man, I love the work that Steve did on these things. They are amazing. Couldn't be happier. So we can get that in the background. All right, so this is the juice, and this will tide you over for a while too. All the nutrition that's in there, all the calories are in there. There's there's protein in there from the spinach too. So you would have to eat a lot of greens, but this gets you all of that stuff that you would need in a day. And you can have multiples of these every day, and you can make it as sweet as you want, or take it as dial that back a little bit. You know, having the apples and having the carrots, and then throwing in those local citrus. I mean, maybe that's too much of the sweet side, but it was just what I was feeling like today, so it was fine. And good thing is, there's no bad thing in that. You got the celery, you got the cucumbers. The cilantro and the parsley, great for detoxing. And yeah, that's it. So that's what we got for now. I made it pretty good yesterday, as far as like non-processed foods, you know, just like foods that are like one ingredient. So if you're having an apple, what's the ingredient? Apple. If you're going to have a sandwich, well, there's all kinds of stuff that goes in that sandwich, all kinds of stuff that goes into that bread, all kinds of stuff that goes into everything else. So the one ingredient thing, you know, stuff that doesn't have all those preservatives and all that, that is, you know, what we're going for with this whole thing. So between now and March 6th, I believe, the Saipan Marathon half for us. This is what we're going to be doing. So it's a 16-week program. Today is the last day of the on-ramp stuff, and then we start the actual 16-week cycle starts tomorrow. So the 17th, so it'll be a lot of fun. So if you look, when you're watching the regular news stuff, if you see me go from 2 chins to 1, if you see there's a little bit less in the middle, that'll be part of it. That's going to be from continuing to do this kind of stuff and move forward. So if you got any questions about like any of the juicing, if you want to try it, maybe you're not sure if you want to buy one or anything, you want to try making a juice first, see if it even tastes good, and you want to try it out here, just send me a message. I'm cool with that. And then we could do that. It'll be fun. And, you know, maybe you'll find out that this is something that you want to do too. And by the end of this, between now and the half marathon time, maybe it'll be, well, hopefully there'll be a difference in how this works. And it might just be something that you decide that you want to try too. So, all right, guys, well, that's it. Sunday, I'm going to go back, sit at that desk, and do some editing to make sure that stuff's ready for tomorrow's Good Morning Marianas and all the news. By the way, not only will we be live tomorrow for Good Morning Marianas, but we're also going to be live from the Saipan International Airport, where we're going to be bringing you the grand opening of the commuter terminal. The ribbon cutting, we're going to walk in, and it should be a lot of fun. We're going to hear all the speeches and all that stuff, but the main thing is you get your first look at it, and we're going to bring you around, and we'll talk to some folks. So that's it. It's in the shaker bottle. It's already chilled a little bit, and just going to take a quick drink. All right, so that's a juice. Oh, man, it tastes great, really. If you got any questions about it, send us a message, and we'll let you know. Thanks for tuning in. Kara, good to see you too. Carmen, thank you for tuning in as well. And you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And take care. If I can find the button, I think it's right up here.